Well, hi there guys, and welcome to another video. So as you'll all know, the latest craze sweeping YouTube is evaluating wax melts, and you've all been reaching out to me to say, yo, when are you going to evaluate those wax melts? Well, that is now. I have purchased some wax melts from Amazon, and I have here my wax melter all cleared out and ready to go. Very exciting. So let's have a quick look at the wax melts that I purchased. Now, I know nothing about wax melts, and so I didn't know what brands to go with, who was renowned in the space, so I sprayed across a couple. From Fosse Living, I purchased Woodland Berries. I also purchased Sweet Clementine, and I also purchased Pomegranate Noir. So those are the Fosse items. And then another brand that we know and trust, namely Spotless Leopard. I purchased Black Cherry. I purchased Apple. And I purchased Cinnamon. So yeah, let's try these out. Now, it's going to be a little bit of a disjointed video because, of course, I'm probably going to have to do this over 6 days, and I'm going to have to put a wax melt in, and then come back a little bit later once the wax is melted to give you my opinion of it. So, without further ado, let's open up the first one. Black Cherry. Black Cherry. So here we go. The Black Cherry packaging. So we appear to have a 16-piece of black cherry waxes. What does it say in here? Infuse your home with a beautiful fragrance, right? Anyway, half a melt is apparently a subtle scent, right up to 2 melts, which is a strong scent. So I think we all know where we'll go with these. So how do these come out of the packaging? Okay, I think we turn the packaging upside down and lift that off. There we go. There we have our wax melts. They look a little bit like candies, as you would say. So let's pop out 2 for a strong scent. Well, they certainly have a good smell going before we start melting them. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I do like a cherry. So here we go. Here are our 2 wax melts in our wax melting vessel. I'll place that on the melter, and I have ahead of time got my on-off button for my wax melter, so I'll press the on button. Something went wrong. I'll press it again. Okay, something didn't go wrong that time. So we now have a red light on the wax melter. It is now outputting, presumably, its phenomenal 16-watt heat. And we'll go away for a bit, and then at some point it will become fluous, and we can report upon the scent as provided by the Black Cherry by Spotless Leopard. Right, wax number 1, awaiting. Some time has passed, and we can see that indeed there is an amount of melted wax in the vessel, and yeah, it smells of cherry, obviously. I mean, it actually does smell of cherry, and it is quite an intense odour. I do not dislike that. Well, that completes day 1. Cherry. I'd rate that good. The second day of the wax challenge, I certainly did enjoy the black cherry of the first day. The vessel is emptied and ready for fresh stock. And today, I'll be continuing the Spotless Leopard brand, My Heart Melts, so we can assume more myocardial theming. Cinnamon. Cinnamon is the next package. This package seems to mostly be the same as the last package. I'm noticing it says made in Thailand on here as well. Some good Siamese wax, no doubt. Well, the cinnamon package seems to be very similar to how the black cherry package was. So let us attempt to extract the myocardial wax in a similar vein. There we go. We have it. Strong scent from 2, so that's what we'll be going with. So let's pop out 1 and 2 of these. Actually, that's interesting. This seems to be a double layer action. Was the last one a double layer action and it just fallen off or something? Yeah, there's an extra plastic layer here. Interesting. I don't remember that on the last one. I can already smell this. Right, first, cinnamon scented boy. Second, cinnamon scented boy. Perhaps the last one had been returned and resent out or something, and someone had lost the bottom piece. I don't know. With Amazon, anything is possible. It kind of looks like my camera is slipping down. My camera, of course, being my Pixel 9 Pro, which weighs, as all phones have to nowadays, about an exagram. Probably not quite that heavy. Right, we have our couple of cinnamon, hearty melty waxen. Let's place them on the wax melter, and then let us, as is traditional, use my old phone, a Pixel 4, which of course weighs like an attogram. Again, perhaps a slight exaggeration. Wax melter on. There we go. The red light has illuminated the 15 watts of power surges. Right, well, now we will wait, as is typical for this scenario, until the wax has melted so that we make an evaluation of its scent. Well, here we are. The wax achieved its full melt quite some time ago. That is certainly some melted wax we have right there. Let's bring the scent in. I mean, I don't need to do this at all. I don't need to be wafting this. The scent is maximal. The scent can be observed everywhere upstairs in the facility. It is a strong cinnamon piece. Imagine being in a food court and walking up to a Cinnabon, and that cinnamon level, though obviously without the other smells of a Cinnabon, it doesn't have a cakiness of it about it at all. But yeah, that is extremely strong and undeniably cinnamony. I don't enjoy it as much as I do the cherry, but that's just because I love a good cherry. But if you like the smell of cinnamon, you'll note that there's a lot of cinnamon here. I'd describe it as good. 'Tis the third day, the final day of the Spotless Leopard brand, and after the successful day of cinnamon, we now have a day of apple. Apple. So, apple, by Spotless Leopard, we have again cleared out our vessel, ready for melting further wax. So let us open the apple. And what do we have in here? Oh, interesting. So not only do we have our myocardial apple scented items, we also have a Spotless Leopard scratch off to reveal bonuses. There's 3 containers now, all of which have been slightly different. Also, I have noticed that the containers seem mildly grizzled at the edges, so I don't know what's going on here. Is there some quality control issue at the Leopard? I don't know. So this one does have the bottom plate again, so that's good. So let's open that up. And okay, this one is not stuck on by a bit of tape, unlike the last one. Right, so our 1 myocardial apple. Again, already quite a strong smell before we even begin the melting operation. But so be it. Right, 2 apples. Let's place them on the gigawatt melter, and again, through the use of our trusty on-off switch, let us turn on the wax melter. There we go. We have a illumination, and now we will wait for the smell of apple to fill the room. The apple has melted. The apple has melted. And what can we say about it? Smells of apple. It's not quite as intensive a scent as the cinnamon or cherry before it, but it is still quite intensive. I would say I enjoy this slightly more than the cinnamon, but slightly less than the cherry. Apple. Here we are, day 4 of the wax challenge. So I've completed the first 3 days, which were the Spotless Leopard products, and now I'm moving on to the second group of products, the Fosse living products. And I'm starting with woodland berries, notes, juniper, elderberry, cranberry. Woodland berries. Fosse Living is a family-run home fragrance company. Warwickshire, apparently. So, yes, that's interesting. Right, let's get this open, shall we? Can we do that without a blade? It is very much papyrus, but it is quite hard-wearing papyrus. So let's use a blade here and open this up. Oh. I don't think that's quite how I'm supposed to do that. I think I'd probably just cut through the tab. Never mind. Right, so, opening this up. Ooh, very premium. So we have a card talking about the natural ingredients, eco packaging, and up to 96 hours of scent. One melt, on average, lasts 6 hours or more. How to use, I think I can probably figure out how to melt a piece of wax. We've got a couple of buffer cardboards here in the back, and some nice soft papyrus. These are also myocardial themed. Good. Well, I'm going to work on the basis of 2 for a strong scent. I'm picking up a good amount of scent pre-melting, so let's put those in the vessel, as is our way. So there we have it, a couple of myocardial items in the vessel of the Fosse Living Woodland Berries kind. Let me grab my remote on-off switch to save me reaching down to where the plug is, because, you know, that would be just far too difficult, wouldn't it? There we go. Right. Opening that up. It's very slow today. Wax melter on. There we have it. It is beginning its 16-watt run. Well, let's give that a while to melt. Maybe I'll close the window so that the scent can remain contained herein. And let's see how the Woodland Berries by Fosse pans out. So, the day for scent reveal. We do, as usual, have some melted wax, as you would expect. I keep noticing that my framing in the picture is bad. It's tilted too low or too high, or I can't really remember. I need to get myself a new action cam so I can get a bit more wide angle and stop using the phone for this. Anyway, so again, I don't actually need to do that. It's very strong. It's perhaps not as intense a scent, more subtle than the first 3 by the other vendor, but it's still very notably scented. So this was Fosse Living's Woodland Berries, allegedly with notes of juniper, elderberry and cranberry. So juniper, definitely picking up some MX 960s there. Cranberry, definitely picking up some zombie there. Anyway, so it's pleasant. Yes, woodland berries are very pleasant. I'm enjoying the woodland berries. Good scent, not as intense, but I would say the odours are superior. to any of the three I've had so far. I did like the first one, the cherry, because it was cherry-y and very strong, but it was very fake cherry, which I like. This is less feels like less of a fake scent. Anyway, that was day 4. So yes, looking forward to day 5 next. Day 5 of Wax Wars as we return to Fosse living. Is it Fosse? 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 Thursel? I just don't know. But anyway, we have from them Pomegranate Noir. Now, as everybody who knows me knows, I love everything noir. Yes, we all know this. Notes today: plum, pomegranate, rose, cedarwood, amber, and vanilla. So let's open this one up. I really am uncertain if there's a way to get this open just by ripping this papyrus, but I'm going to decide not. I'm going to decide that I have to cut through the tab every single time I open one of these, thus reducing its reclosability. But it doesn't matter, because the wax smell escapes through the hole in this container anyway. Right, so similar to the last one. Oh, so the last one had a couple of bits of cut cardboard as spacer and filler. This appears to be a straw, but it is not a musical instrument. That was a very odd thing to do. Right, so we have our hearty pieces. These seem to have held their layout slightly better in shipping than the other ones did. That's a strong scent. That's strong like the first 3 days' scents were. Anyway, otherwise exactly the same, but consistent, these people. We have our empty vessel. It was very easy to remove day 4's items from this. I got the knife as if to cut it down the middle, applied a small amount of pressure, and it just cracked all the way down, and both pieces came out really easily. Very little left in the bottom. Fosse living seemed to have either much more pure or much more impure, I don't know which would cause this effect, wax, but it was good. I was able to transfer the only partially scent depleted wax into a bag trivially. Right, let us take a couple of pieces of the Pomegranate Noir by Fosse and pop those in there, and then close up the very nice Fosse packaging and place that aside. And then let us get our trusty remote. I hope the face recognition worked this time, so that's good. There we go, we have our wax melter ready, and click! Right, the red light has come on, activating the 3.2 gigawatt heating element. So yes, hopefully that will melt shortly, and we can evaluate the scent here on day 5. The melting is now complete, as we can see by looking at the pot. So that was the Pomegranate Noir, you would say Schwarz. Let us bring it in. Well, it's certainly got a strawiness about it. We'll be expecting plum, pomegranate, rose, cedarwood, amber, vanilla. Well, yes, it's all there. Probably. I don't know what those smells would be. Maybe it's a little woody. Anyway, it's certainly not bad. It is subtle. It has a good schwarzness about it. Yeah, I like that. Perhaps slightly stronger in scent than the woodland berries before it. Likeable, I would say. I would describe it as good. The final day. Lo, it is here, day 6, when the wax must melt, as the famous and historically renowned Pilates instructor Jeff Geerling once said. So we have day 6, Fosse living again. Sweet Clementine. I knew someone called Caroline. She never aged a day. Yes, it's actually like a song, a shit song they play at weddings, isn't it? Is it Neil Diamond? I wouldn't know. I've only ever been to 2 weddings. One did play shit music, and the other one was mine. And my wedding reception was at an Indian restaurant in Las Vegas, so none of that nonsense. Sweet Clementine notes: orange, raspberry, lemon, vanilla, amber. Those are some good notes. So, as well established, we will break the box to open it, because that's what you do with Fosse Living products. You slice straight through the tab, as is traditional. Wow, I did a really good job of that. Let's open it up. Classic packaging. We have the straw again today. No, it's still not a musical instrument. Okay, well that's good to know. Right, Fosse Living. Ooh, I'm getting a very strong scent off these ones already. That is very strong. That is Caroline strength right there. Right, we have our freshly cleaned Wessel. Just like the previous day, morning, night, it came out really easily. Simple crack and pull. Very nice. So, let's do the same again. 1 myocardium, 2 myocardiuses, and there we have our items ready for melting for the final time. Again, we'll pull out the trusty Pixel 4, which has recognised my face. I think I just leave it on this screen all the time now. Wax melter on. One day this will just work first time. There we go. The orange light hath come on. Lovely job. Right, well, let's let the multi-petawatt heater do its job, and see how Sweet Clementine works out for us today. And at the end of the final day, we can witness the wax has melted yet again, as it predictably does. Well, that was the Sweet Clementine with notes of orange, raspberry, lemon, vanilla, and amber. Let's take it in. Sweet. Clementine. Yeah, I think it has all those smells. This one is a little bit more intense than perhaps the previous ones. Obviously, being a world-class YouTube reviewer as I am, I have no memory of the other 5 days and what I said and what I thought of them, and I didn't take the time to have a quick look before I did this last one. So yeah, it's good. Well, I guess that brings to an end the final day of the Wax Marathon, where we saw 3 products from Spotless Leopard: the black cherry, the apple, the cinnamon, and then 3 products from the Fosse: the pomegranate noir, the woodland berries, and the sweet clementine. I don't think in that order. What would I say in general? Well, I would say the Spotless Leopard products seemed cheaper and more intense and fake, which I enjoy in many regards. There was a certain inconsistency to the packaging and packing of the product, and yeah, all in all, probably not quite as high a quality piece. The Fosse products, on the other hand, I would say were very high quality pieces. The sort of thing that someone would list on Etsy as artisanal, that kind of nonsense. So yeah, certainly a decent level of quality. The smells were less intense and in your face, but seemed more complex, and overall very enjoyable. Would I recommend purchasing either of these products on Amazon? Yes, if you like melting wax in your petawatt wax melter, go ahead and do that. These all seem absolutely fine. Well, yes, that's about it. I might go away and make a medley of all 6 just to expose myself to some ridiculous scents. Anyway, guys, that's all we've got time for today. I hope you found the video interesting and informative. And as always, guys, please do feel free to comment below. Let me know if you think I am indeed a pro reviewer. Let me know if you have ever melted wax, either intentionally or unintentionally, either as part of a light producing activity or a smell producing activity. Yeah, but that's about it. I do look forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, guys, there is very little more for me to say, though apparently plenty for my dogs to say, except, well, goodbye. Oh, hi, Cello. You are, as always, very noisy. Yes, very noisy indeed. You bitch. It's me from day 3, waiting for my wax to melt. As you might recall, I had a scratch card in day 3's item, and I thought I would, as a little bonus here, scratch off and reveal my bonus with my handy scratching blade. I did notice that on the back of this card it says, all bonuses must be claimed within 24 hours. Now I do wonder what that means. I mean, do they somehow know when I've scratched this panel? I don't know. But let's get scratching. It's scratching now. Yay. Here it scratches. Right, I have scratched off my bonus code. Doesn't look to be super unique. Bonus code 9789. Enter your code at the URL below within 24 hours. So, you know, if you want, then, you know, do go ahead and scan this QR code and steal my exclusive bonus code. I might go and have a look. I might not. Bonus. Pomegranate Noir! 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 Noir!